Welcome back to a brand new Nintendo DIY, guys. I am so excited to finally show you guys this tutorial. We have a brand new custom amiibo. I know a lot of you guys miss my custom amiibo videos, but don't worry, there are a ton of them coming very soon. Today we're going to make Kirby, but he actually swallowed up Joker from Persona 4. So I'm so excited for this tutorial. Let me know who you would love to see in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate down below in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so you can see more Nintendo DIYs. And of course, if you want to make your own custom amiibo, all materials are down below in the description. They will have the Amazon link, and all you have to do is click the link, put it in your cart, and you can make your own Joker Kirby. Alright, so let's get started. I would use a ton of reference pictures, so make sure you Google Joker Kirby and try to find as many images as possible. Once you do that, grab your EXACTO, but of course, if you're not of age, definitely ask your older brother or sister or even your parents to help out. So take that sharp blade and actually remove certain limbs from Kirby. It all depends on what design you're going for. In the end, I decided to actually keep one of his hands, or I guess his arm, on his body, and instead just cut off the other arm and the two legs. Alright, so then once you're done with that, you want to grab the 2-part resin clay, which of course is down below in the description, and you want to fill in any gaps or anything that obscures with Kirby's circular form. You want to make sure that the surface is completely smooth. What I love about this clay is that you can smooth out the entire surface by just using water, and it dries within, I want to say, an hour to 2 hours, but doesn't cure until 24 hours. When it came to the mask, I decided to use a different type of clay. This clay is a polymer clay, and you can get this at many locations when it comes to craft stores. But super polymer clay is absolutely my favorite, and like I said, materials are down below. This clay is not air drying, so you have to heat it up, whether it's a conventional oven or you can even use a heat gun. I used the heat gun. It is a lot easier. And once you have all of the things that you want to add onto Kirby, the next step is actually gluing all the parts onto our little fighter here, and it is very easy. Just grab your super glue and be very generous. Don't worry, you definitely want to make these parts stick. Then afterwards you can cover it up with the 2-part resin clay, because that 2-part resin clay is literally like cement. It is really hard and it really secures everything on. Okay, so this is my favorite part when it came to actually adding on the clay. Making Joker's hair was so awesome and I loved it, but I do highly suggest that you have a lot of reference pictures to help you when it comes to designing his head and making sure that you have his hair cut. Before I even applied the spikes, I actually used a pin and created lines within his hair, so it creates that illusion that it's literally like an anime type of hair, I guess. But I hope you can see the details here of what I'm trying to exactly say. It was absolutely my favorite part, and this was pretty much the end result. His weapon I actually got from a used Fox amiibo that I no longer needed, so it was really helpful in this aspect. Of course, you can use the polymer clay to make your own weapon, but this was just a lot easier for me to use it from Fox, so shout out to Star Fox. Alright, so of course I decided to go the extra mile, and I actually added extra things at the base. I needed to, just because there was Kirby's last remaining legs and limbs on the base, and it showed. So that is one way that you can use different materials to cover up what you need to. Once you remove the amiibo from the amiibo base, it really sometimes leaves certain parts and stuff on there. So there are great ways to cover that up. I think the easiest amiibo to use is Pikachu, because he barely leaves anything on the base. Like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below if you're excited for the Joker amiibo. Cannot wait to see what it looks like. And definitely send me pictures on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook of your amiibo collections. I love to see what you guys collect regardless. So don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you happen to make any Nintendo DIY, do the same, take a picture, hashtag #NintenDIY, and I will share it with the rest of the Amiibo community. Let's get back to the tutorial. So it is of course my favorite relaxing part, which is painting. If you've never painted a figurine in your entire life, I will list all the materials down below in the description, including the paint that I used in this video. This paint is made for figurines. It dries very nicely, so I really suggest it when it comes to making custom Amiibo or even Gundams or anything that happens to be a figurine. When you get the chance, definitely check out all the links down below, including all of the materials. So when it comes to painting, make sure that you take your time. It is so important. You want to make sure that every brush stroke counts and that you don't accidentally paint on something else like his mask or body. It'll save you so much time in the long run, and then you can actually get this figurine done a lot faster. After painting the base color, you have to go back and add details, because when you add details, the figurine pops out a lot more. So here, after I colored the entire top of his head black, I decided to go back in and add highlights. The technique that I'm using right here is called dry brushing, and it depends on the water content, so make sure that you don't add too much water when doing this technique. It is really quick and easy when it comes to adding highlights, and then you can go back in with a thinner brush and add more details if you want to. I wanted this #NintenDIY to be as detailed and in-depth as possible so that you guys at home can make this #NintenDIY and this custom Amiibo. It is actually really not that hard. It's one of the easiest custom Amiibos I've actually made. Definitely check out the other custom Amiibo tutorials on my channel, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what other custom Amiibos you would love to see. So we have to go back and paint his feet. The reason why is because the clay that we used is a 2-part resin and it leaves a white residue. So you have to go back in and make sure that you paint everything, especially if you're going to use that clay. It's a definitely small drawback versus you actually wanting your figurine to last a really long time. Whenever I make anything, I really do want it to last a lifetime, and I give away a ton of my art, especially on my Patreon, patreon.com/GandaKris. That will be down below in the description, and I give away #NintenDIYs, nerd DIYs, and custom Amiibo, so definitely check out that link. If you happen to be on my Patreon, I have sent you a special link to my Discord, or if you're a member here on my YouTube channel, you will definitely be sent the Discord link and special emotes later on when we start streaming. So I'm so excited. Definitely check out either my Patreon or become a member here on YouTube. Okay, so we've reached the hardest part in this #NintenDIY custom Amiibo tutorial, and it's painting the small details. And it definitely is the mask, his eyes, and then the small black details on the mask. Please try to take your time, be very patient and diligent, and be as accurate as possible. If you do mess up, don't even worry about it. You can go back in with white and fix anything. I love adding the eyes when it comes to any figurine because it really does bring life to the character, and here I decided to start off with the eyes because it is on the lowest point of the figurine as well, so it makes it a lot easier to paint instead of having to paint later, especially when you start adding the black lines on the mask, because you have a higher chance of putting black onto the back and the eyes. Here is when the reference pictures help once more. You definitely want to see how his eyes look. I started off with black because his eyes actually have a black lining before you start adding the red, and just be careful when you're adding the red. You don't want to completely cover the black. Again, there should be a black thin line around the pupil. One of the challenging parts when it comes to painting any figurine is making sure that his pupils don't look cross-eyed. So double check your reference pictures and once more take your time. Of course, when you paint one eye, you have to paint the other, so just be very careful. I wonder if there are any Joker mains out there. Let me know in the comments below. And if you love Joker, definitely give this video a like. And don't forget to subscribe for more Nintendo DIYs. I have a lot of new content coming very soon, and I really do appreciate your support. We are not quite done yet. We still have to add a couple of small details in his eyes, and then the hardest part of this custom amiibo is coming up, which is painting the details on his mask. Small details like that do take a long time, but I love painting them on because it is so challenging, and once you nail the design, it is so satisfying to see the entire custom amiibo come together. So here you can see the small, very tiny brush that I'm using. I know it's very rare to find small brushes like this. I will even sometimes make my own, so I will cut small bristles off if they don't help with having an accurate brush. So maybe that's like a small tip that you guys can use. I have no idea. Thank you so much for lasting this long in the new Nintendo DIY custom amiibo tutorial. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any friends that love custom amiibo, definitely share this video. All materials are down below in the description, so definitely check it out. If you happen to make this Nintendo DIY or any nerd DIY, definitely share it with me on my social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I would love to share it with the rest of the Amiibos and the Meegals. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because if you subscribe, I will definitely see you next time. Bye!